Iowa kicked off the primary and caucus season. Well, today it became the first battleground state to vote in the general election. At least 400,000 Iowans are expected to vote before Election Day, November 6th. In other battleground states, voting begins in Colorado October 22nd. More than 2 million people are expected to cast early ballots there. And in Florida, balloting starts October 27th with more than 4 million early voters expected. John Dickerson is in our Washington bureau. He's our political director. And John, I wonder, what impact does all this early voting have on the campaigns?
Well, the presidential race is now on two tracks, the traditional election track headed towards November 6th and the early voting track, where what the candidates say and do in these battleground states can influence votes being cast right now. Both candidates have traveled to early voting states to implore voters to cast their ballots. Barack Obama will be preparing for debates in Nevada, where CBS expects 65% of voters to vote early. His presence in the state of Nevada stirs up activity for Democrats, who then will try to lock in their voters early. If a campaign can get lots of votes to voters to vote early, then the campaign can spend their time and resources in other battleground states with other voters.
These early votes aren't counted until Election Day. I wonder, how do the campaigns know how people are voting early?
The Secretary of State in most of the early voting states reports daily the names of those who voted, not how they voted, just that they did. What the campaigns then do is they match that against the lists of voters they've identified over the years. So if Mrs. Jones has asked for an early ballot but isn't on that daily report, the campaign will contact her. This is why ground game matters. They often know what Mrs. Jones cares about, and that's what they'll talk about when they call her to push her to vote. Operatives from both parties joke that with voters, the best way to stop the calls, the visits, and the mail is to vote early.
John, thanks very much.